When I started my building with KC series right here on this very island, I had no idea just how much we would achieve in just a few episodes. From the island all the way to the crops that are fully automated that get stored over in our farm, to the sludge produced by these machines that would inhabit our factory over here, and then the workers would need to leave the factory, follow a pathway past our little park right here, Caterpillar Lake, and then head up into the city, where the gatehouse awaits them. I love this thing, and I can't believe just how much immersion there is in this world already, and there's still so much left to do. So that brings me to my goals for today. I want to do a little bit more terraforming of these. I'm sure we'll get them all done in the end. I also want to get a start on the city. We've got the gatehouse, but it doesn't actually lead anywhere. So some of the things that I would like to achieve in today's episode is detailing more of this, detailing some of this, loading in my farm, which has decided it wanted to go on holiday as soon as I hit record. I also want to get just a template for the wall. It's just going to be like a stone line showing me where it's going to go on both sides. We'll try and flesh it out to go at least some reasonable distance, but it'll only be a temporary line because I want the wall to go into this turret here, but then over here I actually want it to go into here so that it's just offset and not even. I think that'll look really, really cool. But my main task in this episode is to get some of the city done. I would like a general store, so as soon as you come in, I would like the ability that you come in, there's a pathway maybe going that way, maybe going around here, so we'll get some roads put in, and then somewhere around here would be a general store that would just sell a bunch of general stuff, and then across the road from it, I'm thinking would either be a blacksmith or an armorer, and then next to the general store would be the mob store. And then that brings me to over here, because over here, no, not over here, sorry, over on this side, this thing is so confusing. Over on this side, I would like to put some sort of skeleton farm as being the first sort of building. So there are a couple of the things that I want to try and accomplish in this episode. But another thing I'd like to do, if I get the time and chance, is we've been coming to this swamp and just doing bits and pieces on it as the episodes go by. So I wouldn't mind doing at least a little bit of work over here, maybe clear out some of the trees and some of the terrain. I don't know. I know I want this to be a sort of orc kingdom. It's not my main project at the minute. The main project is the city. But I do just like chipping away at it bit by bit. So if that's something you think you'll enjoy, do me a favor, leave the video a like and hit subscribe. Consider checking out my other channels and following me on social media. But without any further ado, let's get into the episode. And the first job is going to be the courtyard right here, because as soon as you come into the gatehouse, you know, it doesn't really go anywhere inside. It's just this big empty piece of grass. And I don't plan this to drop down any, but I may actually, because I kind of like the idea that this drops down and then goes back up. It wasn't intentional. I just put this down so it'd make it easier to put blocks on. And now I kind of like the idea that this might drop down and we might have like a marble stairway going around the outside. I think that'll just make this feel a little bit more grander. So I may do that. But I definitely want there to be roads, but somewhere in the middle, I'm thinking in the dead center, I would like a fountain, and then the roads would go around it. So the fountain may be the first thing that I take care of. I've done some work and I have decided on the name of this. We established in the last episode that this gatehouse was a former keep, and so we are going to call it Iris's Keep. But before I reveal the reason why it got that name, let's take a look inside. Now I wanted something that felt elegant but simple, and that's exactly what we've got. I didn't want anything too busy because we've got a lot of busy stuff going on here. This is actually really grand. It's a fact you have to look up so high just to be able to see. I love it. And I quite like this. I went with this kind of blue marble here as opposed to the white marble, just to bring to life that feeling of a fountain a little bit more. And the more I look at this, the more I actually like it, and it's kind of growing on me. I wasn't familiar with it. Oh, I got a hiccup there. I wasn't a fan of this at first, but the more I've spent here, the more I've grown to like it. Now, I've gone with some hedges around the outside just to sort of shape where we're going to go. And I wanted to keep that very, very simple. And I don't know what I'm going to do back here yet. I'm just going to leave that up to when, I think about it. And now why I call it Iris's Keep, because this actually looks like an eye. This was unintentional. I had no intentions of making this look like an eye, but it did. It's like a star-shaped eye too. So I like it and I keep it. Now, the next task I'm going to do is I want to start bringing the roads out a bit, just to get a feel on where the roads within the city will go. I'm not going to do massive work on the roads. I just want to bring them out far enough where I feel like, okay, we could put a general store there. And I was originally, I was going to do a skeleton farm. But I've changed my mind on that. We're going to do something a little bit different, and I'll get into why in the next clip. But for now, let's get some roads in. I just love the view that you get as you fly around here. I mean, just with this, it's so amazing. Anyway, on to the pathways. I've started to get the beginnings of them in place. It's very, very simple for right now. Just going around and straight on. This is not going to be all on the same elevation, just so you know. I do plan to step this up elevation just so it adds a bit more detail and intrigue to the building. But the pathways here are quite wide. I think they're like 11 wide here. These are going to be the main pathways within the city. And then we're going to have branches coming off like this, going sort of off into other districts. Now, I'm thinking that as soon as you come in, a lot of your districts here are going to be either industrial buildings that are generating us resources that we want, or actual shops where people can buy. I'm thinking that we start on these streets here. We start thinking about industrial buildings, and we keep the shops sort of central to where the main street couldn't think there is. Now I do plan for this entrance to sort of come all the way over here, not in a straight line, but it will come all the way over here to roughly somewhere where this village is. There's a little village over here. Probably come to about here where it will border my wife's kingdom, so that makes it easier. I'm planning quite a big kingdom. And why is my map like suddenly done that? My map might just be because I'm high up. Anyway, my next task is to deal with a little niggling thing I've been meaning to deal with. And that has to do with this over here. You see, we've got two of these because I actually ended up completely filling the ME system with this and completely filling the first storage drawer, and it was backing up this chest here. So temporarily I put another one there, but that isn't my end goal. We need to now move this so that it starts going over here into our farm shop, because we've got this upstairs when I can get upstairs. This here, which is where people are supposed to come and buy things, and prices should be up here, but can't at the moment. But industrial hemp is very, very useful. So I want to send it over there. And then I'm going to send it from over there to here. This random place on the corner of my land. I know it seems random, but for now, this is going to serve as the vault. We're going to put the industrial hemp in, we're going to lock it, and I'm going to send all of the things that I've already filled up storage drawers with to these, and we're going to build like a bank vault at some point in the future. But for right now, I just need somewhere to store it, so this will do fine. And there we have it. Everything within the storage box is 2 emeralds per stack. Welcome to the original farm. I'm going to name this farm. I can't remember if I already did or not, but I can't remember. You can find a selection of our products to the left. Cost per stack is 2 emeralds. Shift right click the drawer to get 1 stack. And then as you can see, we've got this right here, which is great. And this is all pumping back into here and over to our deep storage unit. But now it's time to turn my attention towards the next thing. And I've been oohing and ahhing about what I want to build here. And I've finally come to the decision that the first building that we're going to build is going to be a quarry. It's going to be a plant that stores all the goodies that we get from quarry. And the reason being is I need Yellorium to keep running my big reactor, and I need Yellorium to keep my base going in the long run. So, if we look, I'm running incredibly low. So I need a way to gather that. So I guess that's what I'm going to do. So if you look as you're coming up, you can sort of see that peeking over the top right there, and I like that. And as you get closer, it starts to disappear. That's what I want. I want to make sure we got a good skyline. I am going to raise this all up a block, but you can see the rough shape of how the building is going to look. Now let's at least get it functional, which means coming all the way out here and retrieving my ender quarry, and we'll set it up right back here. So that should be working. Oh, yep, successfully established boundaries. Awesome. Now let's get back home. Now we're back here at the processing plant. I'm not sure what to call this building right now, but all of the goodness is getting dropped into here. Almost everything has a place within the storage drawers. There are a couple of odd items like, you know, the beehive, the apple, and the string, which I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do with. But you can see it's all going to come here, and this world will have multiple ender quarries going in it at one time that'll be feeding back. Whether they all feed back into just this particular building or not, I'm not sure. We're going to do some cool stuff, but now I think it's time that I actually start getting some design done here, because right now it's just a building. The work has been completed. You can just see it peering over there, and this is something I really want to play with, is the skyline, so that you get to see this city. And we're going to sort of raise the city up a bit as we go further and further back, so the buildings do kind of peek out a little bit. But if we come up, I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to keep this on camera rather than jump to it, because I just want to walk through here. I love this. I've been walking through here quite a lot, and I just love the feeling that it gives you. Oh, the immersion is so real. You know, until you leave here, and then, you know, we start to see unfinished parts of the city. But here it is. So the lore behind this house, a little bit anyway, is this was originally a house. But over on this side of it, we are going to have a processing plant that's going to process the ores into all of their different ingots. And the idea is, originally this was the guy's house, this was his processing plant, but then he converted his house into part of the plant, and he moved over into the residential district. That's going to be the little bit of lore, but I like it. That's why we've got these. These are window boxes, and they've got sort of like some plants in them, but for the most part, it looks like weeds, like he's just not taking care of it. Over here too, we've got this little bit right here, which I just experimented with, and I just wanted something to break up the bland shape, and I like it. We got a bit of a tower on the side, which I do rather like. It's so simple and so plain, but I think that's going to be very beneficial, especially when we get something like maybe a tree in front of it or something here. Not sure what I'm going to put here yet. There's a lot of unfinished terrain like this we got to figure out what we're going to do with. Maybe a nice little market store would look nice here, selling some of these things. But if we go inside, it is just plain and simple inside. So we've got all of our little different things that we are mining. There's still some empty storage drawers for any extras that we may find. Over here, we've got a sort of sorting system. So you've got 4 chests bringing it in, which is absolutely fantastic, because this just means everything is getting sucked up. These have item conduits on them. And yes, I could have put 1 chest with 4 item conduits on it, but I just wanted the symmetry. This one is shipping off into our deep storage. I changed the color combinations a bit around, but this is deep storage now, the blue here. And then we've got a little bit of an ME system, and I've just received a text message that showcases pretty much everything. This is here for me just temporarily. It's ease of access, so I can see everything that's in the system. I'm going to hook this ME system up to the one at the farm and up to the entire network on the server. Well, not on the server, on the city anyway in the future, but for right now I just wanted to make sure that I've got access to these. So now it brings me to my next job, which is out here, because I love the fog effect on that. It's so nice. So nice. I am planning to get a better computer in the near future, so this will all look a lot better once we do that. But anyway, this looks so nice here. So I think I want to take what I've done here and what I've done with the farms we're bringing up to the end and repeat that for these 4 quadrants here, and we'll do the cliff face for this 5th one, but I'm not entirely certain what I'm going to put here yet. Again, I just can't believe what a difference this makes. Now, I do have a question. If anyone knows how to fix this, look. Every time I move, my chunks just deload and then reload. I'm using Optifine, and I have no idea if I've got the right settings or not. These are the settings that I've got. I have tried, preload chunks on, but then my frame rate absolutely tanks. Oh man, I need a new, better processor. The processor is what's holding my computer back for sure. It's only a 6th gen, so it's old. The computer has a 2080 in it. You can see the memory's not. Oh, this isn't the one that shows you. I'm getting a fair amount of frames, but the chunks they're driving me crazy. Anyway, This adds so much more detail to the area. It looks so much nicer. And I want to get these fields now brought into place. Like Spike. With a bish and a bash and a bosh. The fields are in place. It looks so much better now. Oh, these sprawling fields. I love them. Love them, I love them, I love them, I love them, I love them. Let's get rid of the fog. Oh man, I need to fix the rendering issues so that we actually get nice renders. But I love this. Makes it feel so much more alive. We do need to continue bringing this along, but I find this a very tedious thing to do, so I'm going to leave that for the next episode. Now, what is my next task? And I've decided that my next job is going to involve this swamp. I want to get just a little bit more, so I think I'm going to start clearing out some of the debris, maybe knocking down some of these islands, chopping down some of these trees. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to get some work done. Okay, some progress has been made, I will admit. Not very much. To get a couple of the islands going around here, managed to get this all water, but I don't quite know where this bit's going to go. Here, so before I can really do anything with the swamp, I need to get some more outlines in place, which is what I think my next task will be. I think I'm going to go around and put some outlines in place for how I want this to look this side, because I very much have nothing here. Look, it's just like nothing, and it looks kind of stupid on the map. There's just this big solid line. So it's time to get at least something in here. Now we've got a bit of an outline in place where some, like, I don't want hills like we've got here, or cliffs should I say, like we've got here. These feel very man-made. I want these ones over here to feel a little bit more natural. Now, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to bring the castle all the way over here. I think I may. I think it would look really, really, really cool. Originally, I was going to bring it out to like maybe about here and then turn. But I'm beginning to think now that we've got so much more land to play with that we should probably bring the wall out there. But that's not my focus right now. My focus is the swamp. I really, 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 really am going to get rid of this border here. And I'm going to sort of put the border there, across there. And then we're going to have the swamp leading into the river. So I kind of want to get all this land here cleared out. So I got a lot to do. This is me with a mouthful bigger than I thought I would have. Yeah, a bit of a little bit more than I could chew here. I've cleared out a sizable portion of the swamp, but not quite as much as I would have liked to. But we did get like a huge piece of land here cleared. So I do feel that we've made some significant progress. So I think it's time, once again, that we switch gears and turn my attention once again to the ore processing plant. You see, this ore is for storage, okay? This is for if we ever want to use ore in builds, that kind of thing. But I also want to have the option to be able to take this ore and break it down. We're going to put a building next door. We're actually going to put a building next door with another ender quarry. And that building is going to be the one that transfers it all into like the ores or into the ingots and stuff. But this one isn't. But I do want some sort of area set up here where if I want, say I need a bunch of iron, I can just grab the iron, put it in here, it'll go in the chest, boom, bing, bang, done. Okay, the system is in place. It's a little bit primitive, a little bit basic. I will do something better in the future. But for right now, we've got dark steel balls on either side. We've got it functional, which is kind of what I want. So these chests here are purely for the sag mill. So this should do as a sag mill, do our emeralds, and drop them in the ender chest that is immediately putting into our ME system, which is great. Likewise, these ones should do, say, yellorium, should sag mill down. We should see it end up in the smelter, which we do, and then that'll be processed through, which is good. We're going to do the exact same here with iron ore. So we should see that move in. Again, this is already getting dark steel balls. And we see that flaring up, which is good. We just want to make sure this is working for each and every single one. Will we see the flames come on? Yes, there we go. Look, pulverized silver. Great. And finally, this one here, which I'm just going to do good old diamond ore for now. Just to make sure the system is all running, which it is. Fantastic. Entering into our kingdom, the river now looks weathered, beaten, and battered as a river should. And the crop fields now come all the way to the end. Heading up into the city, a fountain awaits us within the courtyard. and then it's out onto the roads of our city, which lead into wonder and amazement and into nothingness. Finally, as we head through the eastern gate, there is our house. This is an old house that stood here a long time ago. However, the men of today have come in, renovated the building, and given us a storage house for all those mining goodies. The city, the town, the village, the hamlet, it all continues to expand as we grow further and further into our lore, into our world, and we become more adept at constructing the ultimate medieval fantasy world. So that's it for this episode, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, please do consider leaving it a like and hit subscribe. And if you've got any ideas that you think would fit this world amazingly well, please do let me know down below. But as always, I'm KC. You're the awesome folk. Thank you so much for watching. You guys take care now, and I shall see you in the next one.
Life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change. Play the game that we say. I need a break.